What's going on, people? It's your boy Leon Maz from Leon Talks TV, back at it again. So, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're going to be talking about a topic that many of us have faced, or maybe you haven't faced it, or maybe you will face it. But it's a topic about men going through a breakup and social media. Should you delete your ex from social media? It's a question that can really make you think. The digital world we live in can make moving on feel a lot harder. But don't worry, lads, we're here to explore some of the reasons why deleting your ex might be a good idea. So let's delve in. Sometimes having your ex on social media can give you a sense of false hope, especially if you're still in contact with each other. Sometimes it makes you want to double back to them, like the old song goes, you want that old thing back. This is where things can be hard to move on from, especially if you're still liking her pics and she still looks good and she still likes your pics from time to time. And you're both still complimenting each other, especially on looks, and leaving heart emojis on stories. You get what I'm saying? You see, one of my exes, when we were dating, I wasn't actually ready for a serious relationship at the time because I was still enjoying, running the field and being a player. I wanted all my eggs in one basket. What can I say? I was just going through my F-boy phase, so to speak, right? But she was definitely into me more than I was into her. Sometimes as men, we are guilty of this and realize we let a good thing go, such as life. So me and this particular ex that I once was dating, we ended things not on bad terms though. It just fizzled out, mostly on my part really, because she didn't want to break up, but I think I just let things fizzle out. Like I said, I was just playing the field, and at the time I had a lot of options, and I was just running through the field, I guess. However, we always had each other on social media, and from time to time we would like each other's pictures, which would bring back old feelings, and then we end up calling each other to catch up. Once you start getting to talk, you start reminiscing about the old days, thinking about old memories, thinking about nice times you shared with each other, And especially if you're going through a situation where it's like, you're not really meeting anybody that was probably to her standards, you definitely start feeling even more of certain feelings coming back to you. And also regret as well. And even though you're in that mindset of wanting to get back together, you realize you should just move on because it's not the same girl you once dated. That's where the tricky part comes into it, especially in my situation. Because when we used to talk to each other, and sometimes there were talks about getting back with each other, right? But then I did try, but the whole issue is I'm expecting the same girl that I once had in the old relationship. But what I don't realize, this girl is not the same girl anymore. She's a completely, totally different person. And she's probably gone through her trials and tribulation, gone through her heartbreaks, gone through her disappointment, especially with me. I'm not going to lie and sit here, I was a saint, But I had my good moments as well. And she knows, I was probably going through my F-boy phase as well. But neither here or there. But now, in this situation, is that she expects me to work harder for her. And she wants me to put her on a pedestal. Because you know how certain girls can be, because now she thinks she's the prize. Now she thinks that I need to jump through hoops for her. All these, demands that she has for me. Now she's not going to give me as much high interest as she once did before. Now she expects me to be doing all the calling, all the texting, all the this, that, and the other. But it's like, first of all, I'm not even that inclined to do that with any woman, especially with a woman that I had been with and I had got the most from her. But now she wants to give me the bare minimum. She wants me to go above and beyond. The funny thing is, after all this, I would realize this situation and I'm like, okay, we're both not on the same page. Because, we would go back and forth. She expects this, I expect this. I'm telling her I don't fall into that category, And then we'll cut things off. As in, we'll stop talking and it will just fizzle out again because we're just on two different pages, right? But because we're still on social media and we're still friends on social media, we will stop talking for a while. but then we'll end up rekindling a conversation due to maybe she might have not posted in a while. I may have not posted in a while. And then one of us ends up posting. One of us ends up liking. One of us ends up going into the DM again. And then it rekindles another conversation. Then we start calling each other. And then we're back to square one again. And then we think we're going to try again. And then we're back to square one because she's still in her stubborn mode. I'm in my stubborn mode. And it's just a constant back and forth. And we keep doing this cycle over and over again, only to be reminded of why we stopped talking in the first place. And this is often because of social media. You know what they say, out of sight, out of mind, right? Because it would always lead us back together with false hopes until I realized I had to delete her from my social, because if I didn't, I would just keep falling for that trap. After reflecting on my experience, I realized that keeping my ex on social media was like walking into a tightrope between nostalgia and reality. Each interaction, whether it was a like or a comment, would pull me back into feelings I thought I had moved past. I found myself in a hard place between hope and the harsh truth that the dynamics had shifted. I began to understand that these fleeting moments of connection often led to disappointment, reminding me of that the reason we had drifted apart in the first place. This introspection made me recognize the importance of setting boundaries for my emotional well-being. I realized that while it felt comfortable to maintain that connection, it was ultimately holding me back from fully moving on. Each time I felt tempted to reach out or engage, I had to confront the reality that what we once had was no longer viable. You see, this led me to the conclusion that deleting her from my social media was a necessary step away to protect myself from falling into the trap of false hope and to create a space for my own growth and healing, so to speak, right? Now, don't get me wrong, I haven't deleted all my exes. I'd be lying if I said that. I still have a few on my social medias. Ironically, some have actually deleted me, funny enough. But for the ones that are on my socials, some of them have moved on, gotten married, and had kids. To me, it doesn't really matter because even though I have them on my socials, there are no feelings there whatsoever. Some relationships were so long ago that I literally forgot that I even dated some of them. So it really doesn't make a difference whether they are on there or not. However, if you do have an ex and still have strong feelings for her and find it hard to move on, then you might want to consider these crucial reasons for why you should delete your ex from social media. Chapter 1 is emotional healing. First up, let's talk about emotional healing. After a breakup, you go through a healing period, and this can be tough. Imagine you have a small wound. Every time you see your ex post, it's like poking that wound again. You don't need that reminder every day. Chapter 2, setting boundaries. Now, let's move on to setting boundaries. Setting these boundaries is crucial, especially if you still have some lingering feelings. It helps protect yourself, plus it can prevent any potential drama or misunderstanding that might come from keeping them in your online circle. Chapter 3, focus on yourself. Next, let's discuss the importance of focusing on yourself. When you delete your ex, it's a powerful statement. It's not just about removing someone from your list. It's about putting yourself first. Think of it like driving your own car. If you keep glancing at someone else's vehicle, you might miss the turn you need to take to reach your destination. Focusing on your own path allows you to navigate your journey without distraction. By deleting them, you clear the path to focus on your own growth and happiness. It's your time to shine, my friend. Protecting your peace. Let's talk about protecting your peace. Social media can sometimes feel like a busy street full of distraction. If you keep your ex on your feed, it's like leaving a road open that leads back to places that bring you pain. For some, not all though. Every post can trigger old feelings, making it hard for you to move on or move forward. It's emotionally draining, like a battery losing its charge. But by deleting your ex, you're building a wall to protect yourself from those emotional triggers. Remember, it's not about forgetting the past, it's about creating a safe space for your present and future. Chapter 5, the healing process. Finally, let's discuss how this decision can aid you in your healing process. Imagine you're on the road trip and you keep driving past the same spot that reminds you of an old memory. It's hard to enjoy the journey when you're stuck in the past. By deleting your ex, you're taking a new route. This allows you to discover new places and experience. You're giving yourself the chance to heal and rediscover your joy in life. As the poet Rumi said, the wound is the place where the light enters you. By removing these reminders, you're allowing that light to shine through and guide you towards a brighter future. Conclusion. So to wrap things up, the decision to delete your ex from social media is a personal one. It can help you heal, set boundaries, focus on yourself, and protect your peace. Remember, it's all about prioritizing your emotional health. If you feel that deleting your ex is the right choice for you, go for it. You deserve to create a life that makes you happy and fulfilled. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, please like, share, and subscribe. For more content about relationships and self-improvement, remember to take care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next video. Yours truly, Leon Maz from Leon Talks TV. Salute.